If you're thinking to start woodworking but are worried about the cost or the amount of tools needed, then keep watching and I will show you how you can start woodworking with just 4 tools, and it does not have to break the bank. You could start building amazing projects really quickly and even start a business.
Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go!
I have been doing woodworking for nearly a year now, which started as a hobby, but now I'm starting to sell the projects that I've made. If I'm able to make this and this and all of these, as a beginner woodworker on a budget, you can too. So the first thing you'll need is some type of saw to cut the wood down. The first thing I bought was a miter saw. My miter saw is a Porter & Cable sliding compound miter saw. So it retails around 100 plus, but I managed to buy it for £20 off of Shop. This is similar to Craigslist and other websites that sell used products. So that's where I found my miter saw for £20, which was a bargain. So let's talk about what you can do with a miter saw. So when it comes to chopping down 2x4s or pallet wood or cross-cutting materials, the miter saw is the beast when it comes to that. From there you could build amazing projects with just a miter saw. Next on the list we have is a jigsaw. I bought my jigsaw for £20 from Wix. That's our local hardware store, and the brand was a Wix brand, so it was the cheapest jigsaw they had. So again, don't worry about the brands and things like that, just go for the cheapest option. My one was brand new. You can get it even cheaper from Craigslist and stuff like that. Now a jigsaw is the most versatile tool you can have in the workshop. It can cut curves, as you know, it could cut notches, and it can do intricate detailing work. It even covers most tasks done by a circular saw. The reason I didn't put the circular saw as an essential tool on the list is because a jigsaw is cheaper, and plus it can do most tasks carried out by a circular saw. Now a circular saw is very good for cutting straight on sheet materials, but so can a jigsaw, which obviously takes a bit more longer, but it can be done, and it can be done cheap. I do however own a circular saw. That is only because I managed to find a person selling it for £10 only in my local area, so I decided to grab it. But having said that, the reason again I still don't have it on the list is because I rarely use the circular saw, and when I do use it, it's just to cut rough lumber or for cutting pallet wood. Now I have a Makita combi drill which was given to me, so I got lucky there. It wasn't brand new, but I wasn't complaining. The reason I say a combi drill is because a combi drill can make the holes and also drill the screws in to join your projects together. So it's definitely a must-have. Now if I didn't have a Makita combi drill, what I would do is consider buying a corded one, or maybe even a cordless one, depending on the price difference. Obviously a corded one is more cheaper, so if you have power outlets close to where your workbench and your work area is, then yeah, you definitely can go for a corded one. And if not, if you prefer cordless combi drill, you can also go for that. But again, don't get bogged down with the branding and also whether it's brand new. A used one will just do fine from Craigslist, and you can get started building amazing projects. The orbital sander I went with was a random orbital sander by Von Holst. It was retailing around £20 on Amazon, so I went for that because that was the cheapest option of a branded orbital sander. Now my next options were DeWalt and Makita, what have you, and they were very expensive. So I decided to go for a brand that isn't known much, but it had good reviews and the specs matched to what I wanted, so I went for it. The point being is, don't get bogged down with the branding, just look at specs, look at the reviews, and just go for it. If I did go for a second-hand one, it would be even cheaper, so you can consider that option to go for a second-hand one also. An orbital sander will transform your projects dramatically, especially if you are using pallet wood or reclaimed wood. They will literally bring out the grain, and when you apply a finish stain to your workpiece, it will really make it pop. That is why orbital sander is on the list. The reason I've put orbital sander and not a belt sander or other types of sanders is because an orbital sander is able to shave off or sand off layers very fast compared to these other sanders, because an orbital sander spins in both directions randomly, hence the name random orbital sander. Now the more you push down on the workpiece, the more the vibrating plates vibrate to take the material off more. This is why an orbital sander is a great option to transform your projects, make it look smooth and get it ready for staining, give it a amazing finish. So all in all, with all the prices that I've stated, you easily can be set up making amazing projects under £100, maybe even under £80. It can be done on a budget, and you can make amazing projects. It doesn't have to be the top of the line brands and equipment. It can be those basic tools that I've mentioned, and you can get started yourself. My tip would be, when it comes to starting your journey in woodworking, you don't go around buying all different tools and items and drill bits all at once. You buy it as and when needed, when the project demands it. That is how I have accumulated my tools and my accessories in my woodworking shop. And there you have it, guys. Woodworking doesn't have to be expensive. You can keep the costs low by not buying expensive tools, buying tools as and when needed, and also only using salvaged or reclaimed wood to make amazing projects. And most importantly, take a risk, make something amazing, and enjoy your woodworking journey. Thank you for watching. Until next time.